So my name is Michael Pritchard and I'm the Director of Education and Public Affairs at the Royal Photographic Society. So I'm responsible for all of the public programming, the exhibitions that we do here. So the International Photography Exhibition is the world's longest running exhibition. So the Royal Photographic Society was founded in 1853 and the following year we introduced what was called the annual exhibition, and that was an exhibition of photography. It was open to members and non-members, and that has run most years since then. So the IPE is the latest iteration of that. So it's an annual exhibition that we put an open call out for, and then we go through a selection process which then produces the exhibition for us, which is 100 photographs from a wide variety of photographers from around the world. So the International Photography Exhibition has a really long heritage. It goes right the way back to 1854, and I thought I'd pull out a few of the earlier catalogues to give you a sense of perhaps how the exhibition has changed. So this catalogue here dates from 1939-1940, and it's obviously very much of its time, but in some ways, you know, photography still stands and holds its own. So some of the approaches to these photography are perhaps seen as old-fashioned, but there are also some quite modernist pictures amongst these too. And if we move right up to a couple of years ago, again, this becomes a much more contemporary exhibition. And I suppose the interesting thing is that because the selectors change every year, then their interests, their prejudices, if you like, also change. So that is reflected in what the 100 images are that we exhibit. The IPE really does attract a very young audience, partly because a lot of the photographers that we select for the show are relatively young, perhaps in their 20s or early 30s, so they're bringing their friends and family to see the show. But also the type of work in the exhibition is very contemporary, and I think that resonates, you know, very much with students and younger photographers who are looking for inspiration and ideas for their own photography and just want to see great photography. So this year one of our winners is Cody Cobb, and the work that they've produced is looking at the American Midwest, and again it's an incredibly interesting series of photographs that are documenting a particular place and a particular space, and again it really stood out for the selectors as being very special, very distinctive. Our under-30s winner this year is Chirac Jindal, and I think I've got that about right. And what he's done, he's part of a team that's using a really distinctive imaging technique called LIDAR, and he's documenting these caves that are hidden under the ground in Auckland, New Zealand, where he's based and where the team's based. And he's producing these incredibly, I think they're sort of scientific work, there's photogrammetry, it's documentary, but also they're incredibly beautiful as well in their own right. So they, again, really stood out to the selectors as being very distinctive and very special, and it's a very different choice, I think, compared to any recent IPE selections, so we're really pleased to see something very different come to the fore. So one of my favourites within the exhibition is a small body of work by Leslie Sherrill, and it uses found photographs which she then embellishes with artworks and symbols. And for me, my background is as a photo historian, so I appreciate the original objects, but also what she's done really takes that work to the next level, and I think it's really interesting work. They're incredibly beautiful photographs, and they really stood out for me as being something very special within the exhibition. So that was my selector's choice. So the exhibition opens at the Royal Photographic Society on the 15th of February. We open to the public on Thursday through to Sunday from 10 till 5. So it'll be on here for roughly 6 weeks, and then it goes on tour through the United Kingdom at various venues and galleries, and you can find everything on the Royal Photographic Society website, www.rps.org/IPE162, and that will take you straight there.